Building your team. This is a big day. Building your team. Okay. Here's the agenda for today. In 10 minutes, I got a little surprise for you guys. In 10 minutes, we're going to make a phone call to someone that I think is going to be very helpful to everybody in here. Okay. So a little surprise coming in 10 minutes at 9:15. We're going to make that phone call. I'm going to have a conversation with someone live, and I think it's going to be really helpful. And then we're going to talk property managers. We're going to call some property managers in that market that we selected. Okay. I'm going to recap. Day one, we selected a market. Day two, we sourced some deals. We got a couple properties in the hopper, started looking at some OMs, started talking to some brokers, started getting our deal flow, increasing the deal flow on day two. That was what that is about. Steady. I need some steady deals coming across my desk to look at. Day three, what do we do on day three? We're underwriting and analyzing. Notice on day three, I didn't go too deep into the weeds and pull up these intricate spreadsheets. I just want to start looking at some P&Ls. I want to look at some rent rolls. I want to start getting an idea of the numbers. That was day three. All right. Day four, we're into building the team. So now what? Tomorrow we're submitting an LOI. So there may be some people feeling a little overwhelmed. Like I'm not ready to submit an LOI tomorrow. Some people may be feeling that right now. I don't know if I'm ready to submit an LOI tomorrow. What if they accept it? You know, what if? Don't worry about it. We're going to do it. So building your team, the important part of today is knowing, number one, if you can locate a property manager and somebody that you feel good about to reposition the asset and execute the game plan that you have. And then the other thing we're going to talk about today is funding. Not necessarily private money and raising money. Bill Allen's going to come in tomorrow and talk a lot about that, but I'm talking about a lender, like the debt. I'm not naive to think that everybody's out there be able to get seller finance deals right now. Seller finance deals are out there. And I don't want to say they're few and far between, but they are a little bit tougher to get on the owner finance. So you will have to get some relationships with some banks and some lenders. And those to me are the two most important that are going to hold people back from pushing through, past LOI and going under contract and getting their first deal. It's that boots on the ground. Who's going to run this thing? Because this business is not scalable if you're taking the phone calls from the tenants, you're leasing the units, you're handling the work orders. The business is not scalable. Okay. You have to be able to leverage teams, leverage people, leverage companies, leverage property managers to scale your business and grow. Okay. So property managers is a big one for me. And then we're going to talk at 9:15, I'm going to actually get my lender on the phone and ask him some questions that I think a lot of you guys may have. Because I think community bank, or there's two types of lending. Okay. And I'm not going to go too deep into this, but this is important to know for building your team. When you're financing these things, if you're not getting owner financing and the debt's not coming from the seller, you're either going to get community bank or agency debt. Agency debt is typically a little bit more high ticket, non-recourse. It's when the building's more stabilized, a little bit more expensive. You're going to get that agency debt on the, like I said, the more stabilized assets. Community bank is going to come on some of the lower ticket, maybe lower unit count that maybe not necessarily stabilized. It could be a more reposition, and community bank's going to be a little bit more flexible on the financing. If you guys are following along, 72 unit came from on Tuesday. We looked at it on Wednesday and I got a rough idea. I'm around 5 million, a little less than 5 million is kind of where I feel comfortable right now based on some assumptions. So when I get on the phone with a property manager, I'm going to try and refine some of the data, figure out if the area is great, poor, A, B, C, what do they think? OpEx per door. Maybe I can refine some expenses, or maybe they say, hey, Chad, you're crazy thinking you can operate at $3,500 a door. It's $4,500 here in Bowling Green. They may say that, but it's going to allow me to sort of wrap my head around the project. And then on the debt side of things, maybe at the end, I'm going to try and call some community banks there so I can show you guys that you can do it cold. I'm bringing on my lender at 9:15 to answer some questions for you guys. I have millions and millions of dollars of debt with this lender. And I'm gonna also start from scratch and call some banks with you guys too. If you don't have that relationship with the lender, because this is about getting started in that market. Cool. And then at the end, we'll wrap up at the end, but that should be a full jam-packed day.